What is good, my people, my peeps? Oh my goodness. I know I came on and said that I was going to give a rebuttal, not a rebuttal, but a response live stream for Broken Matrix later. And I will. And this live stream, I have to do. And so I might sound a little stopped up, um, slurring a little bit, but y'all just, not slurring, but sound stopped up. So my words, I'm going to try to get them out crystal clear, okay, for you all. But I had to make this live stream tonight, and it would help for me to make this live stream because when I do put together my response for Broken Matrix, um, this will it'll coincide. It'll come together as well because this is part of the mayhem that has been taking place on these YouTube streets, right? So once again, I might sound a little stopped up, a little nasally, and that's why I wanted to postpone. One of the reasons why I wanted to postpone my response regarding Broken Matrix request. Targeted TV didn't ask for this request. He surely did not. But he has given me a nickname, the elephant in the room. Yes, I guess due to my forehead, but that's okay. That's just fine. Let him make his nicknames up because he is the nasty old man, in my opinion. So tit for tat. Okay. But what I want to address, because what I'm not going to do is sit here and have a narrative uh, be uh, be placed on me that is untrue. That is totally untrue. Um, I invited Targeted TV onto my platform because I interview people, and like I had said in the beginning, with all of this back and forth. I do not engage in beef. That is what is trying to, you know, be placed upon me. I guess because I made that fake beef video. I sure did, and I'm not taking it down because been a lot of fake beefs on the internet streets. Okay. Um, I don't engage in beefs. Now, if I have to address a beef or if I get drawn into a beef, yes, I'm going to engage. I'm going to talk about it. Okay. So, what I want to clarify tonight within this video is regarding interviewing. Okay. And what I have to realize that I'm on a totally different platform addressing targeted individuals. And I do not, unlike Targeted TV is trying to rewrite this narrative about me, I do not preach on this platform because uh, that was one thing I got drugged for. You obviously don't know the whole story that you speak upon when you open your mouth. Okay, Targeted Tony, aka Nasty Old Man. You obviously do not know the whole story, the backstory, re- the reason why I am so upset and defensive. Yes, I am, because I don't like slander, and you shouldn't either. And I don't like bullying. That's why I came back on my platform as a targeted individual. Would you like for everybody to be so um, use the King's English regarding this program that we're in, investigative subject? You, sir, want to dictate on how people should speak and and express themselves on their own doggone platform. Sit down and have several seats, sir. Okay? Um, you don't know me. So when I invited you, nasty old man, aka that's your new AKA. I gave you grumpy old man. Grandpa, I believe it was, but we're gonna go with something else this time. It was really to ask you your opinion about the tactics and what other targeted individuals have said on their platform and what they were going through. Okay, and it switched to a whole different subject, because when I got on, I even sent you a message telling you I was running late that day. I wanted to start that interview at 8, remember? But I didn't get in till around 9:30, and I believe I said that exact same message to you, okay? And I did not write down the interview questions. And I normally don't write down my interview questions because my interviews, sir, if you didn't know, I have interviewed several people, and that's what we're going to go through tonight. This is for Targeted Tony. Why I keep saying that man's name? Targeted Tony. Targeted TV. Um, yeah, classes in session. This is session 101. So you can get to know me, okay? And my interview styles. There are several interview styles, right? And although I wanted to interview you regarding targeted individuals, okay, we're gonna make that plain tonight. Um, our discussion switched to talking points of Kevin Samuels, which I did not bring up his name first, sir. You said that I interrupted you every time you were speaking, sir, when you literally dominated the whole interview. Okay? And the only saving grace is the audio on my end was jacked up only when you came on live. And if you watch that live stream, sir, you can see the pulsations coming from your speaker because you had your camera off. So just like you see the pulsations coming from my circle with my face in it, saying it's letting you know I'm speaking right now. You see how it's pulsating? There was some kind of device or some kind of frequency coming from your end, interfering with my audio. Now, was it coming from you direct? I can't say, but it definitely came from out of your speaker, okay, not mine, which was another, just just made the interview horrible, suck, because the audio was crap. So you have the advantage. You have the advantage right now because nobody wants to hear a horrible interview. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you that what you say on your platform about me not interviewing black men or women or whatever the net scenario that you have going on in your mind is a total and utter lie. Okay, so we're gonna sit back and hold on tight, my people, my peeps, because we're gonna go to the video. Matter of fact, let me get that queued up real quick. We're going to go to my platform because I had to put the video on members only. Okay, so if you want to watch that whole video of Targeted TV and it's on members only. Become a member. Yeah, help support a sister out. You know we don't get no big dollars over here on YouTube, not unless you damn near got 500,000 subscribers before you start getting paid. Okay, but hold on, let me go to content. Hold on for a minute. Get y'all right. Move this down a little bit, get this situated. Okay, what was that? That was a live stream. Let's go to content. Here we are here. Let me look for that interview. Let's look for that interview. So we're gonna break that down really quick. Let me make sure I got battery. Let me make sure you got a little battery. We good to go for a little bit before they start draining it. Let me show y'all that right now. Y'all see that? Y'all see the green? Okay? Because when I tell you they drain my damn battery, y'all should know as targeted individuals, your devices can be hacked. So y'all see it's halfway and it's been charged and it's on the charger. Y'all see that? Let me see, it's a black. Put my hand behind it so y'all can see there's a charger. This device is charged and it's still halfway. So what I say is true about my damn devices as well. Okay. But I got to make this plain. I just couldn't sit back on this. So what I'm looking for, targeted TV in his interview. And hold on, because I'm laying down like a mug. I even have to find it because I put it on members only. Members only. Give me a minute. We're going to go through here real quick. And why is my pictures not... Hold on. Let me refresh this real quick. There we go. Okay. So it's still here. And this could be a pointer also because for Broken Matrix, because I believe he said that I deleted this, and it's not deleted. It's just right here, members only. So we have to get through just a little bit of the audio is what I want to demonstrate really quick. And I'm going to come back to this, but let's listen to the audio. And I want you to see how in the beginning, when I started this video and I mean this live stream to bring targeted TV on to interview him regarding targeted individuals, I did not know if he was going to attend the interview. Oh, and let's make that plain right here. When I first invited him, you can plainly see that there's 3 comments right here. So let's go here so we can go to the comments section because we're just going to make it plain.
How are you guys doing? Now let me put my seatbelt on. You know the slide may get interrupted.
Let's get in here. We're looking for the comments. Pause or cause. We're looking for the comments. Okay. My first comment that when I invited you on for this interview, Targeted TV, uh, you know, I said, how about 8 o'clock? I said, okay, how about 8 o'clock Central Standard Time? I'm in Texas, so you'd have to figure out what time that would be for you. Okay? Then when I realized I was still out and about and I wasn't going to make it home, I sent him another message. And I said to him, this is at Target TV, I haven't made it home yet. So it'll probably be like 9:30. If that's okay, let me know. Okay? I have to address this because I'm tired of him trying to portray himself in a different light other than what actually happened. Okay, this was not a setup. This was not to bring him onto my channel to argue with him at all. And the irritation about him putting out in this realm, the atmosphere that I only invite black men on to argue with them is an utter lie. If he only knew who he was talking to, he would not have let those words permeate from his lips. Okay, that's what he would not have done. What I did was show him respect because I wanted to hear what he had to say about targeted individuals and their claims on the tactics that they're being affected by. Okay? And let me see. And one of the major ones was directed energy weapons. Hold on.
It is distrust. Such as people such as yourself, who y'all film, but y'all come on camera. It kind of gives got like gang stalkers vibes.
It sure does. Like, hiding your face all the time gives gang stalkers vibes.
Some pointers for you to think about, just in case you join. You know, when I pop on tonight, just in case, I don't know. So on camera, and
Hold on.
maybe not in my lifetime, maybe not by that. If you want to sleep with the person, then my phone goes off, right? And I know you don't believe, I don't know if you believe in directed energy weapons or not. From
And I have to make a point right here. I know this video is not for Broken Matrix. This is directed to targeted TV. But what I told him, and when I say him, I'm meaning Broken Matrix. When I said the first time I saw targeted TV videos, they were live streams. And the first two, he was in there talking about you. Okay. And he was demeaning you and saying that you you just have a mental disorder and that you are not getting hit with directed energy weapons. Now, I never heard you give any comeback to him until recently. And I don't know if you watched my whole video, but this video came out, Broken Matrix TV. I'm referring this comment to you when I'm speaking now, the statement. Um, what I say was true about that. I invited Targeted TV onto my platform to address what he felt about targeted individuals, not about Kevin Samuels, not about Kevin Samuels' talking points, not about black men and black women. That was not what the conversation was originally uh, um, brought up for. Okay. So I even pointed out, because I know he was prior military, he should have known about directed energy weapons. It is articles written about directed energy weapons. And in the Kuwait war, they used directed energy weapons. The voice of God. And I mentioned it right here in this video 8 days ago, before all of this chaos ensued. Let's go.
Respond to people who talk about directed energy weapons, but you're being prime military, sir. It's questionable if you don't believe in directed energy weapons, or do you not just want people to talk about it? I just need some clarity. And you don't have to clarify. Because I know you love talking shit and talking noise. You don't have to clarify any of these things for me. I'm just wondering. You being prior military and me being prior affiliated military, I know directed energy weapons exist from the Iraqi war. I don't know if you ever went on deployment throughout your military career, but during the Iraqi war, just go look at some old footage where some soldiers, well, not the soldiers, but the Iraqis came out waving their white flags, giving up just instantly. Instantly, they were giving up. Us, as civilians, not knowing at the time what was going on, we thought it was just the might and power of the doggone U.S. military. No, it was a directed energy weapon that was used in the Iraqi war. During the Iraqi war, there was a directed energy weapon that was used called the voice of God. When they used that directed energy weapon, this would be a perfect spot. They got it. When they used that directed energy weapon, it sent out a frequency in the language of the Iraqians. I don't know the people's name, but the soldiers it sent out a frequency to the soldiers in Iraq, telling them to give up, to surrender.
Okay, so that point is made. And that point is made also for Broken Matrix, because this all stemmed because I was wanting for him to make himself clear in defense of you, Broken Matrix, because you are the only one that that's been your main focus. Every targeted individual does not get targeted in the same manner. We have to make that clear. We have to have that understood. There are targeted individuals that get sex trafficked. There are targeted individuals who, there are many ways that these targeted individuals suffer out here. So I just wanted to make that clear. And while we let's see something real quick, because I had to look up directed energy weapons. Let's just look that up real quick, because I'm sure you could have done this yourself. Targeted TV, directed energy weapons. They talked about this 1 year ago. U.S. government. I mean, it's available for you to see, and they're not just using these directed energy weapons um, in war, because they're not in that many wars all the time. They practice. Just like labs have guinea pigs and rats in it, and they practice and test on. We are test subjects for them. We are just. It's just a hidden war, silent war for deadly weapons, sir. So when I invited you on my platform, it was not about going back and forth with you about black men and black women are Kevin Samuels talking points. So we're gonna squash that tonight. And then I'm gonna show you how it is when you have interviews, because there's different interview styles. Because you kept saying I cut you off, which is the other lie. Like, I kept cutting you off, cutting you off, cutting you off. Half the time I'm agreeing with you, but you can't hear me because of the sound of the audio and because you are running your mouth. You dominated, and I allowed you to, but you are putting lies into the ether, and that's not going to fly. Um, Used in the Iraqi war. Let's see what we can pull up right here. Uh, Directed energy weapons. Why the Pentagon is spending billions to bring laser weapons. Blah, 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 blah. We have learned nothing from the Iraqi war. Let me see. And I don't want to go too far off track. Did I write that? Directed energy weapons used in, yeah. Let's see. I want someone to talk directly about it.
We are learning new details tonight about suspected directed energy microwave attacks targeting CIA officers and top national security officials. We first started hearing
about the Iraqi war, but this will give an example.
Special report in 2016, shortly after then President Obama opened the embassy in Havana, Cuba. National security correspondent Jennifer Griffin at the Pentagon has the latest tonight about a suspected attack here at home.
U.S. officials say there are now 130 suspected victims, mostly CIA operatives and U.S. diplomats being treated for brain injuries, debilitating headaches, and vertigo, the targets they believe of a directed energy microwave weapon.
There's a mysterious direct energy weapon that is being used, and it is causing, in some cases, permanent traumatic brain injury.
New indications suggest the incidents go as far back as 1996. Two individuals working on the NSC believe they were targeted in 2019 and in 2020, just after the election. One was near the White House and one was walking her dog. The Russians have been working on mobile microwave weapons for years.
We have to get more information, and we got to tell the public what's going on.
They're not telling the public what's going on because they're using on the public as guinea pigs. But that's just a side note. This is why I brought you onto my platform. That is why I asked you onto my platform. So this narrative about me trying to get in and talk to black men and debate black men about whatever the hell you be saying, that's a damn lie. That's a lie. I don't get on here to debate black men about nothing. Okay? I have interviews with Black men. And the problem is you you have got swallowed up in the nonsense. Yes, you, sir. The one who sits on these internet streets and proclaims to be so wise have got swallowed up in the nonsense regarding Black intelligent women wanting to label us as delusional. No, sir, you're delusional. Go back to the beginning of when I first encountered you and I invited you onto my platform talking about the targeted individual community. That is where this story begins. Okay? So, let me turn this off really quick. I'm going to pull up the interview that sucked to all be damned because of the audio. Now, either you are a perp and you are sending some kind of vibrations, because we know that directed energy weapons exist, do we not? Did we not prove that with all the information I just scrolled? And that was just on the internet. I'm sure you can go Google, you can go on any search engine to study that for yourself. Frequencies. I've even talked about that on my channel. But you call our channels news reports. Yeah, call mine the news report channel. You do that. Because I'm going to provide information for the people who know what's going on, who are in the know, okay? And want to stay up on what they talking about, that they're talking over the sheep's heads and the bots' heads. But they're not talking over our heads, okay? So yeah, my very informative channel I have. Thank you. You can find any type of information. My channel is not a gospel channel, yeah, I had to bear the cross on that too, because those Israelite community, the men came after me because they said I couldn't preach or teach. While you talking about who I should be trying to associate or align myself with, I didn't align or try to align myself with anyone out here. I came out here telling the truth and nothing but the truth about my targeting. Okay? The only person I wanted to interview, and I told this story I don't know how many times, but we go make it plain tonight. Was New Breed, and New Breed is small fish, and that's not trying to make insults out of that. That is because I had just got on these internet streets and found out I was Israel, awakening into that side of the aspect of my life. But my whole life has not been a religious channel, a religious journey. No, my life and what I'm going through right now is the awakening to the horror show that we all are in right now. And on top of that, knowing that I'm a child of the Most High God, these folks try to hoodwink me and you and the rest of the people with melanin in their skin, the identifier, and more to that. But that's one of a highly possibility. He got that melanin popping. So don't try to talk stuff you don't know nothing about. And I am very big on creative, uh, uh, your creative intellect that you put out here on these internet streets. Okay? I'm very big on that. I'm very big on accrediting people and with whatever they have put on these streets. It's not stealing. Let me tell you something. With that situation with New Breed and I, yes, he was taking content and regurgitating it and spitting it out of his mouth as if the ideas came from him. Now you tried to make a point, and even Broken Matrix tried to make a point, that when I went back to show you all that I have had Black people or their content on my platform, was not stealing. And if I didn't mention their name, their face was there. See, and I'm shocked at you, Targeted TV. You said you are a salesman. You must sell newspapers or something. You must be on the lower tier of selling things because you should know about product placement. You should know about branding. So if you looked at my platform and seen that I had people who they were speaking, and the only thing you might have seen was my picture, that right in and of itself let me off the hook with even being considered taking or stealing their content. Taking and stealing their content is I would have listened to that man's words, took his words, not shown his face, not shown his name, and just said his words as if they were my own. And I did not do none of that and have not done any of that. If anything, I've used the latter of the two in product placement, using them or branding, using their visuals as their own brand. But you act like you have this knowledge of sales. You are kind of suspect. I'm starting to think you're a con man. I'm starting to think you're a con man because you say you were in the military, Navy, but you don't know nothing about directed energy weapons. You say you are a salesman, but you don't know about product placement, branding, and none of this. I'm starting to think you're a con man. But anyway, like I said earlier, I might sound a little stopped up. That's why I wanted to postpone. Another reason, because I was tired. But I'm going to make this plain tonight because the lies that are told are just, they're getting out of hand. Okay? So as you see that I'm speaking, the vibration or the audio is being indicated by the light around my face, right? So what I'm going to demonstrate, and you have to bear with this audio because it's horrible, coming from the interview that I did with Targeted TV. Okay, he doesn't know the different interview styles, and I have apologized for my on my own behalf, assuming just because he was military, he would have had some kind of interviewing understanding or something along those lines because of the boards. But maybe he never made any rank. Maybe he never went to a board. Okay, and that's a panel of people asking questions to make a new rank. So I'm assuming he's military. He's familiar with interviews and things. I was dead wrong. My interview style, and there's many when it comes to media, there's many interviewing styles. Okay, but I'm not here to give you a media class. I'm here to tell you my style. And my media style when I interview is conversational. Okay? Some media styles, for example, just one. Some reporters and the people that they plan on interviewing will send a list of questions. Okay, depending on how the interview is structured. Is it an open interview? Is it a conversational interview? Is it just structured on questions that have been pre-approved? There are different interview styles. So just so you will know, Targeted TV, my interview style, which I try to uh, inform you of, but you weren't listening. You are ready to pounce. You are not an active listener during an interview. And I doubt you are an active listener in life, in relationships. You are a listener to respond. You listen to respond instead of listening to uh, uh, in, intake the information, listen to what the person is saying, and then respond. You're ready to react. And that's how you came on my platform ready to react other than listening. You tried to play it cool in the beginning, but your voice, your tempo raised, and nobody was raising their voice at you. Targeted TV. That uncontrollable anger that you have was just sitting at the top, ready to explode in an interview. So what I want you all to pay attention to, the interview sound, the audio is horrible, but I welcomed you in. I told you we were talking about Cassie because the video had dropped that day with P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Cone, dragging Cassidy down the hall. I just went through and showed my audience tonight that I invited you on to talk about targeted individuals, directed energy weapons, right? So, and I was late, and I showed my audience tonight that I even came back in the comment section to tell you I was running late. So I wasn't sure if you were going to come on the live stream or not. So when I was talking about Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, whatever you want to call him, and how his gross behavior of dragging Cassie down that hall and beating her. That was a hot topic at the time. And another thing, you try to be so smart, killing dead air. You know nothing about interviewing. But you sit here and view me as just a woman, and you want to criticize and try to teach me something that you know nothing about. And it's obvious. When I said I'm sitting here killing dead air. That's a term. Even when you're on stage, if you're a presenter, if people are running late, if the next act isn't up, if you are not a great host, you will be fried on stage because you just letting a pot just boil over and people watching dead air. You kill the dead air, sir. But let's let it ride. I have given the example of my face right now being highlighted with a visual cue to let you know that I am speaking. That is going to be the same on this video that I'm going to show, which kind of gives me the idea that you kind of maybe a perp. Because your video bubble was vibrating when I was speaking and you weren't. And that never happens, targeted TV. Let's get into the audio. Bear with the audio. Just look at the example, my people, my peeps. And I will stop it so that I can reinforce what I was saying because my audio was horrible. And hold on, why I'm saying that, hold on, before I get into that. Hold on for a minute.
New Nivea skin firming and anti-wrinkle.
Not that. Y'all just bear with me. I'm gonna check my audio. Y'all just bear with me. Okay. I have to check the audio real quick because the audio will get tampered with, and that's okay. Gotta go back. So, this is the interview with Targeted TV. Let me turn this on. Okay, let me pause it real quick. Let me sit up. I was laying down. Let me sit up. Okay, so we can get into this. All right. I'm going to rewind it a little bit so that you can hear that my audio was not affected only got affected, only made sounds when he got on the live stream. This is a demonstration of how my audio was affected when he got on the live stream. And then you'll see how when I spoke, that bubble around him was vibrating, which with me speaking, he wasn't speaking at the time. We'll break this down. Listen to this. They lump us in all together as if our mind functions the same. So this is what I was breaking. I was talking about me working in domestic violence field and just killing the dead air. Did not know if targeted TV, the dirty old man, was going to come on. I did not know. Okay, so I saw that he was down in the chat in the queue. So I was like, okay. So let me fast forward it, and I brought him up onto the platform. So when I brought him up, I'm gonna my audio instantly changes. Okay. So hold on, I don't know exactly where this is. I want to get to the beginning, and we're gonna see the audio change here. So you can imagine waking up to this program, how devastating that.
On the camera when I first came out here.
I asked them to turn the camera on.
On camera. The picture looks familiar.
Look at his bubble. You see, I'm talking, but his bubble is moving.
But you know, they take your pictures too. They can take your pictures too and do stuff with them. I have so much.
Why is his bubble vibrating?
So much media out there.
Why is his bubble vibrating and I'm talking?
Because I'm sure there's circulating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just try to, I don't know, I guess it's just with the live streaming out here because I know certain people.
And he comes in clear as a bell. But when I start talking, it's this crazy noise.
Okay, I understand. So I'm going to finish out what I was saying. I want to hear your perspective on, I don't know if you heard about, I saw the tape of Diddy.
You see his bubble, his ring? I'm talking. Now watch this.
Okay, I want to hear what you have to say on that.
Like some kind of energy is coming from his side, affecting my audio.
Subject matter from which I talk about on my platform. So I got a divorce. I didn't have a job. I had a house.
Okay.
Too much house for one person to live in. My son was grown.
I want to get to the part where he said I was interrupting him. So I was introing him. I was finishing up talking about Cassie and Diddy. Okay, that's what you do in an interview, especially if I just brought him on and I was already on a topic. Hello, welcome in. He has to play on his side as well. What? He has you playing on his side as well. Okay, hello, Targeted TV. Hold on. I hope that this is a fair review, because that's what I'm giving you, a fair review. Okay, because you try to make it seem like I brought you on and was talking about black men and black women and Kevin Samuels, and you brought all of that up, sir. My interview style is for a conversation to be had. I even showed you this is going to be relaxed. I got a glass of wine, and we're just going to talk. Okay? Yes, he should have. Yeah, you're right. He should have went totally muted. But something was coming from out of his doggone, his something was interfering with my audio. But his audio was clear as a bell. Okay? Clear as a bell. But here we go. I hope I'm get to the beginning of when he started talking.
So I get on women. I still uplift black women. I still tell niggas that there ain't no need to go to no other country or all of that.
Guys, he's talking about black women, lifting up black women, all that. I was talking about Diddy and Cassie. I never said anything about it was a black relationship. I was talking about it because that is what was the hot topic, and that was 8 days ago when the situation broke with the video coming out about Diddy dragging Cassie down the hall. But let me rewind this a little bit so I can get. I want to get when he first starts talking.
You would realize that
he brought up black women and all of that. He's trying to switch the narrative on me. And I never said it was a black man and woman thing. I was talking about Cass and Diddy as celebrity.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was just running my mouth until you got up here because Diddy struck a chord. Some video came out about him. Can you hear me?
Pause. Because Diddy struck a chord. I'm talking about Cassie and Diddy. And targeted TV, you try to spin the narrative about black men and black women and all of that, and that is not how I was even leading the conversation. I asked you, did you have anything to say about Cassie and Diddy? Because he's a big time celebrity and he is in the news right now, and he is basically the top of all the gossip columns and everybody's platforms, regardless of where you go. You spent everything to the black man and the black woman. You spent everything to, you brought up Kevin Samuel's name first. You were ready to come in and fight, sir. And then my audio was jacked up, and you were the only one that could be heard clearly. And then you lied and said I was constantly interrupting you. So this is you leading, coming into the conversation. Now I'll be quiet, but I am going to stop this video to point out points of it. I'm gonna let it play as long as I can and then stop it so that you guys can hear a good amount of it, not just to show any narrative on my behalf. I want you to hear a good amount of it so you can make your own judgments.
Yeah, I can hear you. It's a little like frizzy, but I can still hear you.
Hold on a minute. Okay. My audio. I don't got the great sound. So. You gotta
No. Because like I said, there's a lot of witchcraft and all of that, and so we all have our different perspectives on this program and different angles to it. Like you say, oh, they mess with my phone. They don't mess with my phone, but they do witchcraft on it.
Oh, okay. Well, you don't have to. I would give you all witchcraft here, and I cover everybody. I know you might not believe in the words, but I'm saying I believe in them. So we're gonna bind all those things.
Look at his bubble moving, and it's me talking. Something, a frequency was coming from his. What the heck?
I said that's the only reason I stopped getting on the camera. I was on the camera when I first came out here.
Yeah, but I thought I had seen you on camera. Now, the picture looks familiar, so I must have seen you one time doing a video. But, they take your pictures too. They can take your pictures too and do stuff with them. I have too much media out there.
Look at his bubble going, and I'm talking. What is that about?
Yeah, I just try to, I don't know, I guess it's just with the live streaming out here, because I know certain people definitely try to target and take fresh pictures and do witchcraft. I just try to avoid it for now. I got too much going on.
Okay, I understand. So I'm going to finish out what I was saying. I want to hear your perspective on, I don't know if you heard about, I saw the tape of Diddy and Cassie in the hotel.
Yeah, I saw that.
So pause. Diddy and Cassidy in the hotel. Not a black woman, not a black man. I said Diddy and Cassidy. Everybody else is talking at that night was talking about Diddy and Cassidy. Nobody was saying, oh, this black man drug a black woman down the hall. No, they were saying Diddy and Cassidy. He changed it to the black woman and the black man, not I. I'm pissed about it. You damn right.
But I want to finish out what I was saying about my journey. I feel that I'm an expert on subject matter on which I talk about on my platform. So I got a divorce. I didn't have a job. I had a house, too much house for one person to live in. My son was grown, and I needed a job. I never looked, and this looks so funny, targeted individuals. You guys have a life that's shines. I'm not getting on my soapbox right now. A life that shines so bright. Not people are jealous of me.
I'm going to speed it up because I want to get to him talking.
And what I've realized is a lot of women like domestic violence when they like it. And then when they don't like it, they can use it as a crutch.
I want to get to right where I passed him the mic to let him speak.
It's like I have Target TV out tonight. And we're just going to chop it up. I got some wine to Target TV.
Here we go. Wine. Boop, let me pause it. I said, we're just going to chop it up. Talk about targeted individuals. I got some wine. This is a relaxing conversation. This is not a structured interview. And how I structure my interviews are not in a structured manner like that. Mine is more conversational. Okay? Here we go.
Yeah. When I went to the radio station, it was for a job to make money to survive in this realm of interview. Did I know how wicked it would be? No, I did not. So, with that being said, my goodness, Diddy is a monster. Let me hear what you have to say, Target TV, regarding Diddy and the video.
Well, I mean, nobody is going to condone Diddy's actions, obviously. But I mean, I didn't go to college for domestic violence. I experienced it.
Oh.
When it comes to having a lot of in the field experience, I would consider myself a well experienced gentleman that has had domestic violence. I have a theory about domestic violence because I think that men get a bad deal when we talk about it, and it's not to take away from them.
Okay, I'm going to pause right there because he said I interrupt him at the beginning of when I let him have the mic, the floor. And right there, I said, talk about it. That's encouraging the interview, encouraging the person who's being interviewed, who's having the conversation to go ahead, express themselves. And I'm gonna bring some clips from older interviews so that I can make my point that he has no clue about coming onto somebody's platform and being interviewed on top of that. So when I said, go ahead, yeah, talk about it. Okay, he's gonna have the floor for a long time, and all I'm doing is be saying encouraging words to keep the interview going. Now watch this. Go ahead.
Because I was in a lot of relationships to where we used to fight and then have sex. It was the aggressive nature of the relationship. It wasn't so much more to where we trying to beat each other up or trying to beat them up or whatever. We got insecurities. I mean, when you look up the statistics on domestic violence, you would realize that most people in the country experience it. It's just like pedophilia. You know what I'm saying? Most people in the country. It's just like pedophilia.
It wasn't interrupting him there. I couldn't hear it.
And domestic violence are two of the main things that most Americans will experience, but they're not what we talk to our children about. So when we just
and right there, interrupt, yes, because I was like, you a lie. I talked to my son about because he brought up pedophilia. And I said, no, I talked to my son about pedophilia. Well, I told him, this is his penis. And, you tell me if something goes wrong. So that, yes, I had to interrupt him there because he wasn't going to put that broad band around me and make me inclusive of not speaking on pedophilia or protecting my child. So he can have that one for interrupting. Point for him.
Because I was in 1989, I worked in the domestic violence field. So
Well, that's just because you're an anomaly in the society that you live in. So you can't necessarily speak for the majority. When we're talking
You're
about
right.
these
Just agreeing with him.
You know, kind of generalizing. We're generalizing for the majority, right? It's not that it's not other people that, because there are no absolutes. But when we look at violence in the sense of what Diddy was doing, like I ain't never done no stuff like that.
Okay.
But I've gotten physical. I've gotten very physical in relationships. And what I've realized is a lot of women like domestic violence when they like it, and then when they don't like it, they can use it as a crutch. And it's just what it is. It's not something that I'm looking for a lot of women to be able to come out and give a lot of accountability to, because it's kind of been stitched in the culture for women to use that crutch. Same thing with
agreeing, not interrupting.
Telling women, well, our voices don't necessarily get heard, and this and that. And I remember when Dave Chappelle was speaking, when they were talking about Roe versus Wade, and he tried to warn women of the power, because I still hear women saying, "Oh, we're so downtrodden. It's been so downtrodden. And y'all got more power than you've ever had in the history of this country. But you're still crying for more power, and you're misabusing the power that you have, because you guys don't try to. It's like you ignore the fact that most women, well, not most, but a lot of women, that especially the ones that look for attention on social media, selling pussy, and that's a mentality that's being bred into children. 80% of black mothers are single.
Yes. Now, can I ask you? Can you expound? That's what I said. And he acted like I was interrupting him. And I said, now, can I ask you to expound? That wasn't interrupting. That was encouraging him to continue talking. And he literally had been talking for 5 minutes. Literally. Time it if you want. I literally had him talk. He was talking for 5 minutes. And the only time I interrupted is when he tried to paint that broad picture of everybody doesn't talk to their children about pedophilia or something along those lines. I was like, no, you're a lie, because I was not going to let him paint me in that broad spectrum of nobody addressing their children and bringing them up and teaching them about who can touch your body, safe touch, and all of that. So that was the only time I interrupted it. So from that time to where I just stopped this video, this man had literally been talking for 5 minutes straight. Where, Targeted TV, did I constantly interrupt you? And then when you jumped over me just now where I stopped this at, I was encouraging you. Obviously, you don't know the art of interviewing. I encouraged you. I said, now can I go ahead, expound? Expound. That is, expound means give me more. Your shadow band didn't get in any notifications. Child, well, hey, hit the like button for me. Maybe it'll start. Hit the like button for me. See if it'll send out some notifications for me. Okay.
When we build up women without building up men, when we build up men without building up women, you're not no better than the people that's out there fighting them. You causing separation. And so what I try to do on my channel, though I get on women, I still uplift black women. I still tell niggas that there ain't no need to go to no other country and all of that. But see, we have a real deficiency in our country when it comes to, women voices. Hey, we all get messed up over here. We all get lied to. And instead of discussing all of the issues, why don't we discuss solutions? Instead of worrying about what P. Diddy done, everybody got domestic violence in the family. Everybody got pedophiles in nature. What is we going to do about the solutions?
Not even loud.
We as black people, even the ones in this community, we just push content to just have conversations. And this is why I usually won't even talk to people. I told Broken Matrix that I wouldn't come to his channel for a debate. And then I wasn't going to come over here because I had told him no. But then I'm like, no, I'll go over here. But this is why I don't really want women. When I do have the debate, I'm going to just have men over there, because women a lot of women, even though they got a good heart and they mean well, they still want to have this argument back and forth with men when they know they live in a racist society where Satan or Lucifer.
He literally has talked for 3 to 4 more minutes, nonstop. I have not interrupted him, and he's talking about that's why he don't invite women onto his platform. He's implying that I would argue or debate him. He's bringing up Broken Matrix name, and like I said in a live stream before, I was ignoring when he was trying to bring up Broken Matrix name, because this interview, this conversation was not about that. He brought up the black man and the black women and how he promotes that, and how women always talking about the woman don't have a voice. And that's because I was speaking about my experience working in a women's crisis center before he came on. But literally, he has spoke 6 to 7 minutes straight with one interruption. And that's when he tried to paint that broad picture of everybody not talking about pedophilia with their children, or talking to their children in some format. And I interrupted him. That was one time. This man literally has talked 6 to 7 minutes straight and still talking.
Whatever you want to say is running it, and you want to have these different ignorant social issues and arguments when you need to be building.
And he's implying that onto me if you don't pick up what he's putting down. And right there is when I stopped. I said, I have to stop you. Okay? And I'm going to speak my words because you won't understand them, because my audio was jacked the hell up. Now I asked him, I said, I'm going to have to stop you, because he speaks in grand style. He paints a broad picture of everybody, and he puts them all in a box. Okay. So I said, I have to stop you right there. And I want you to be specific when you're making these statements. Okay. That is not interrupting to start an argument. Once again, it's encouraging the conversation. But what I need you to do is be specific when you're saying your statements, because he's painting too much of broad strokes in his conversation. Not to argue or debate, encouraging, but we're going to get on this path so we know the specific pinpoints that you are making within our conversation. That is what happened here. Let's continue. And he cut me off.
When it comes to the
okay, excuse me. He cut me off. And I'm encouraging him to keep speaking, but pinpoint his argument.
People will try to say Kevin Samuels pushed, but
right there, okay. Well, he's on his platform lying and I'm talking about Kevin Samuels talking points. Who brought up Kevin Samuels' name? He did. You did Targeted TV. You brought up Kevin Samuels' name. You brought up about black women. You brought up about there's people trying to say black women don't have voice. When you were directing that to me. So let's continue. While you feel that I was being argumentative with you, and none of that was true. I just sat back and let you push that lie of a narrative that you were pushing on your channel.
Existing way before that. But the man and women argument, right? See, if we're actually targeted individuals and we actually have this terrorist situation that really going on, we really can't look at these different commercial arguments and this commercial news in the same perspective, because we got a different perspective.
He segues to target individuals
right now. And so we should be looking at it with the foresight of, oh, that's just a distraction. We can talk about domestic violence, but we ain't really talking about it to do nothing about it. We're just talking about it to point fingers at men and tell women, lift your voice up. That shit makes no sense. Especially for targeted individuals, they need to be figuring out a real situation in their life. That's why I say it.
Okay. Still, I'm sitting back not saying anything. Wanting to say something, but not saying anything as his voice. Nobody's talking to him. I have not made an argument yet. Only thing I've done is encourage him to speak and guiding him to be more specific in his talking points. And his voice is elevating more and more. He's getting irate in his own head. This is true. That's what I said.
Pedophilia are things that
the number one cause, the case. I get that. That's next on the docket. Now, this is the second time. This man has literally talked almost 10 minutes into this conversational interview. This is the second time that I have come in to try to make a point or say anything. And this is only trying to make a point. The other times was encouraging him to continue, but be more specific. He doesn't understand the art of interviewing.
I said I want the women to have something about that art. Is that not a solution?
The way that you spin it, like I listen to it, and I'm not trying to accuse you of nothing other than what I see most women.
I like this. No, we have to talk. And then he's, no, let me finish. I'm not interrupting him. I'm saying, no, we have to talk. Go ahead.
That's just bad teaching. It doesn't matter what type of degrees you got.
And then you hear the Kevin Samuels talking points come out. All I said is women should have something to fall back on instead of just cooking and the kitchen skills and the rearing of the children. There's nothing wrong with none of that. And he said I was spinning a narrative. Let's continue.
Women, if you're gonna build women up, build them up with the respect of knowing that they're gonna need their man and that they need to lift themselves up. Yes,
I'm shaking my head. Yeah,
but then also encourage men to support that voice, because when you teach in this society, in this condition, in this weather that we're dealing with, that type of rhetoric, it brings division.
What rhetoric?
No, and it's a petty argument.
Excuse me. Did he have a conversation with himself in his head? Because I have not spoke yet. When did I speak? When did I say no, women should do this and women should have this to him? I have not spoke yet. He's literally having a conversation in his own head and getting upset about it. And I'm sitting there sipping on my wine and looking. I probably look dumbfounded because he literally is arguing with himself in his own mind.
Because nobody is looking for a solution to domestic violence.
You have to be so specific.
And once again, because I'm literally listening to him and looking like, what? Once again, not cutting him off, wanting him to expand. I said, you literally have to be specific.
Domestic violence, the domestic violence argument is petty if we're looking at it from a P. Diddy standpoint. It's a petty argument.
Why?
Because we have bigger things going on than to worry about people that are having these domestic violence issues. There's worse things going on. Pedophilia should be in front of domestic violence. They both had epidemic levels. While we focus on domestic violence.
I wholeheartedly agree. I'm not even fighting you against that. That's in the background. Because they want this to be in the foreground. Because they want to pass laws about man and boy love. The alphabet group was in the background. All of a sudden they came to the foreground because they want to pass laws for marriage, right? Pedophilia is taking over. It's a crisis. That's going to be the next thing on the docket. Then after that, bestiality. I'm not against you on that. But what I'm saying, I have heard platforms that women should just be the housewives. That's so 1950s.
Argument. Okay, so check this out. Watch this. Watch this.
Okay, go ahead.
We in this community, and they say the thing that we call it is gang stalking. They say we're
now wait a minute.
Individuals.
If this ain't no, this is how narcissists talk to people. I want you to pay attention. He segued one time, and I thought, okay, that was smooth. I picked up on it when he segued from me asking about Cassie and Diddy. Then he segued into gang stalking. Okay, I'm like, okay, we're gonna get into the conversation. Then he went back and he brought up Kevin Samuels and black women and black men, and now then I asked him to be more specific with the pedophilia and all of that, giving him the floor once again, and then he switches the conversation again and talking about, let's get into it. Pay attention how he switches the conversation when he doesn't want to address or pinpoint the points that he was making previous.
Which is an individual, one person. And then they say it's gang stalking. They also
now he's back to gang stalking.
Pretty much agree that it's kind of like MK Ultra, so it's some psychological mind thing, right? Who came up with the names? Why does everybody just accept what they hear and then add the...
Pause. Are y'all following that? I'm looking down. I'm holding my wine because I can't believe I just asked him. He just got, his tempo went up a couple of notches regarding pedophilia, domestic violence, all this. And I'm asking him to break it down. Then he segues again back into gang stalking. And I'm just like, because he's like he's looping in and out of the conversation.
Little experiences too. Why you think?
Do you want me to answer, or do you want to keep going?
Because if we're gonna have a conversation, we can have a conversation that we got a better chance at trying to find a solution to. You're not gonna find no solution to domestic violence. You're not gonna find no solution.
Now he's back on domestic violence. Do you guys not see this, or is it just me? This man just went to gang stalking. I said, I'm looking down. I'm like, okay, we were talking about pedophilia. You went to gang stalking. Now he's back in domestic violence. Y'all pay attention to this loop dance we're doing here.
That you're just entertaining yourself with when you got more important things to worry about. This is why I said it's a petty argument to talk about domestic violence.
Now he's talking about domestic violence. I can't say that because I worked in the facility. I've seen men too have domestic violence. And then he's interrupting me. I have yet to make one full statement. All I've done is, encourage him to talk, but he's looping in and out from domestic violence to gang stalking, domestic violence to gang stalking, domestic violence. And so I'm trying to make a point about domestic violence and how I seen a woman get literally stomped who was pregnant in the film, and he interrupted me. Who's taking score? How can you score when this man is looping in and out the conversation?
You worked in it. You got degrees in it.
8 months pregnant with boot marks on her stomach and her face, and her ex stomping her out. It's a reality that needs to be talked about. And that happened in 1989. You don't think so?
This is what I'm trying to get you to understand, Etheria. What you're trying to do is you're trying to make it seem like I'm trying to minimize what domestic violence is and saying that it's a minute argument by describing these different one-offs. I can describe different events that I done shit to my baby mamas, and you will have the same emotional response saying, damn, that's fucked up the way you did her. What I'm trying to get you to understand is if you're saying you're a targeted individual,
now he's back to targeted individuals.
You're on a watch list. You got bigger fish to fry. How you gonna go deal with all of these little petty social issues when you got real serious things coming up in the next 3 to 5 years, and everybody in America like, but you want to debate about this little shit? It's a waste of fucking time.
I wasn't debating. I haven't talked yet, y'all. I haven't got. Only thing I talked about was the woman getting stomped on.
Job by 2030.
Pause.
Are you gonna be?
The only thing I got literally out to even say with us having a conversation was I witnessed a woman who was 8 months pregnant be stomped on while he's weaving in and out of domestic violence, pedophilia, gang stalking, domestic violence, pedophilia, gang stalking. That's the only thing I actually got to say. And he's saying that I'm having petty arguments and I haven't talked. Where? Target TV. What are you saying?
If you target an individual, then you already know they're going to be to make sure you done lost your ability to be able to make money by the end.
That's okay, honey. Hold on. Hold tight.
What we got to do as a community is learn how to stop having petty, worthless conversations and have conversations about solution-based things. Otherwise,
and I'm saying something because I couldn't hear him. He was talking. I'm like, huh?
That's why I don't let people come to my channel. We just wasting time. Yeah.
This says the last book of Herb and Remedy. I'm not here to just play. My channel is not that. This book is full of how to survive on the land.
I'm not here to play. This book is to show you how to survive on the land. Excuse me. I brought this book out because he said that in 5 years, people not gonna have money and all of this, and it's not time for petty arguments and all of this nonsense. Basically, is what he's trying to summarize that this conversation is. And I brought this book to show him I'm not out here just having frivolous conversation. I got books to show how to survive on the land and eat the weeds that the Bible speaks of. Okay, to eat, to survive.
I'm gonna just ask you a few questions because I'm not here to challenge your knowledge. I'm here to challenge your actions. I'm here to challenge. Listen to what
I have to pause. He says, I'm not here to challenge your knowledge. I'm here to challenge your actions. So when he says that, I picked back up the book and I said, is this not action?
Action, what I'm challenging you on. I'm here to challenge everybody out here on how many people have you met since you've been out here for all of the years and the content. How many targeted individuals are you teaching that they're actually trying to get something going versus this being a channel of content?
One.
In how many years? In how many years?
Now, right here, if he considers this interrupting, he literally asked a question. How many people have you talked to from the targeted community? And I said one. He said it again. I said one. And then I said one again on the phone because he asked the same question.
In how many years, though?
In how many years?
How many on the internet talking about targeting? YouTube, TikTok, Instagram now.
My TikTok channel is totally different. My TikTok channel is
now, if this is interrupting, he's asked me a question. How many years have you been talking about targeting? My TikTok channel, my Facebook channel are totally different platforms. They might have a little bit about targeting. They're totally different platforms. So he asked me a question and I answered his question. So if he considers that over talking him and interrupting, I don't know what to tell a guy. He asked a question, you want a response. When you ask a question, you want the answer to your question.
Add a little bit of targeting information. That's why I said my platforms are different.
How long have you been aware of you being targeted and been on the internet with?
I would have to say
answering his question.
8 years.
Okay, So just give me a second now, because
Okay.
this is why I'm out here a year and a half. I've been knowing this been going on a year and a half, right? Y'all just be out here, and I'm including you in that, just making content. You made one possible friend, and that's great, right? Because I hadn't made one yet, and I hadn't met nobody that done said that they done made one targeted individual friend. So you an anomaly even there, right? And I've been out here a year and a half talking to these nutcases. And see, the problem with that is,
Now, before I even opened my mouth, this man literally sat there and talked 3 minutes straight. 3 minutes straight. And first of all, calling the targeted individuals nutcases, wanting to compare and contrast his time out here to my time on the internet, being a targeted individual. And now I speak.
Oh, I've been got off of just focusing on building, because even when I'm talking to you, what organization have you joined? What are you trying to do? Y'all ain't trying to do nothing about all of this grease and all of this.
You haven't asked me. I did join an organization. And I found out that organization, it was Justice for Peace. I joined it. I passed out flyers. You haven't asked me those questions.
Targeted justice. Slow down so we can understand what you're saying you done did.
He asked me a question. I'm speaking fast because I know he's about to interrupt me. He's saying, what have you done? What organizations have you done or joined? So I'm telling him, you haven't asked me that question, but you're making it seem like you asked me that, but you haven't. And for you all watching, you have witnessed he didn't ask me that. He just literally asked me. And so I'm trying to tell him, I joined the organization, Targeted for Justice. I passed out flyers. I even signed a petition. Found out it seemed like they fraudulent. Okay. He interrupts again, talking about slow down. He wants to, he's trying to command he's trying to take control of the interview when there was no need to try to control the interview, because I wasn't controlling him in the interview. This was a conversational interview, and there was no conversation. He wasn't allowing the conversation. He wanted to dominate when there was no need to dominate, and his trying to dominate, he was all over the place.
That's who you signed up with?
Who else was I supposed to sign up with, not knowing the program?
No, I'm just asking the question. I like targeted justice. I like the lawsuit without all of the conspiracy theory and all of that stuff. I like the fact that they got all of the facts right.
I have never been this laid back, sitting up here, oh Lord, I have never been that type of person. I don't know if you watch all my time, to watch all my content, but all my content is not just frivolous. It really not.
Again, and I want you to listen to me closely, not with your emotions, because that's why
right here, not with my emotions. What is he talking about? Not with my emotions. This man literally thinks he's talking to a child, which it seems to be that's what he likes to talk to, people that are not mature enough to follow that he's been insulting backhandedly the whole interview. And by the time I'm able to even talk, or because the whole doggone 10 minutes of the interview, literally he was talking. All I was doing was encouraging him, trying to make him narrow down, make him, understand, be specific. But he literally talked 10 minutes, the whole interview, and then was segueing in and out of the abusiveness and gang stalking, and just weaving in and out of this interview.
That's why I don't normally try to have conversations with females, because they want to be more emotional.
And then this right here, if you can't see it, I can't help you, because you have literally been brainwashed. He said, that's why I don't have conversations with women, because they get emotional. who was emotional. I'm talking to this man in this interview who literally was giving slights the whole time. The whole time. Okay? And here's another one coming on top of the ones he just gave.
To the subject matter that we're actually discussing.
He said I wasn't bringing anything analytical to the forefront.
I'm trying to get you to be quiet and listen to what I'm saying instead of jumping in and being emotional.
We have been on here watching this. Break this down. I hadn't said I hadn't jumped in and out of this conversation like he's trying to portray me on these internet streets. And he says I didn't bring any analytical thoughts to helping the target community. And I'm telling him, well, here's this book. This is not analytical. When he know literature is analytical, right? He knows that. He knows it. But then he wants to say I'm being too emotional. He's throwing up these Kevin Samuels talking points. And that's why, towards the end of this, I started telling him he's using Kevin Samuels talking points. Because he did not realize I'm going to use my bring this conversation. I don't know who he likes to circle around like the Indians circle the cowboys to let them know they're entrapped. Okay, but he couldn't entrap me in his loops of conversation that he was having. So now he's irritated. Now he wants to be dominant. Try to be, at least.
That you're being a woman and you're too emotional to have a conversation with. It don't matter how analytical, how many degrees you got. If you can't have a conversation with you, it's just shit for you to have in your head. We can't enjoy it because you don't know how to really interact with us. We got to be kids. I'm not a child. So when I'm having a conversation with you and I'm talking, I don't expect you to just have these emotional outbursts because you triggered thinking that I'm necessarily trying to aim my conversation at you. We having a conversation about if domestic violence is even worth having a conversation about as a targeted individual. We having a conversation about if you're out here putting content on the internet as a targeted individual, how long do you sit up and be repetitive? One friend, 8 years. Not bad, not good at all. If you got a bloodline that's supposed to be connected anyway to the Hebrews or whatever it is, y'all don't have no purpose out here. Y'all don't know what to do. You're not organizing. You're not creating. You say, well, targeted justice failed. Why you ain't starting nothing? You in touch with the divine. Why you ain't create an organization and pull a bunch of women in with your one friend and y'all start building something?
Can I answer that, or do you want me to answer?
I would like you to answer.
Okay. I was going to start something. You don't know my journey. I just went through something similar to Cassie's experience, okay? Working in the media. Let me finish, because you said I was giving you out first. I need you to talk. This is reciprocal, okay? I am an as-a-targeted individual was trying to get a lawsuit. I could have owned half of our part media. I wanted to do exactly what you talked about on your channel. A compound, land. I had it all right here. I seen it like the vision was clear. And so I fought for the money. All in all, while I was being targeted, being blocked, emails deleted, trying to stop me from pursuing this lawsuit to the end, to the very end. So yes, I have always been an advocate and a soldier in this fight.
That's why I tell women that they need management, Ariel.
That's why I tell men.
That was a good effort. I saw you doing your GoFundMe.
That's why I tell women they need management. I can't even take it no more. That's what. My question is, With that logic, that's why I tell women they need management. Coming from a man who is homeless, talking to a woman who's in a home. That doesn't make any sense. Where's the management skills there, sir? No, what that was another dig. That's what that was. Another put down. You're telling a woman who has gone to school, done everything that the parents have told them to do that was right to get ahead in this so-called world, who has been able to manage her life within her marriage, managing the home as a homemaker, and going and working and having a child, and after that ended, still managing her life, still able to keep a roof over her head, still able to provide food, and you're sitting in a shelter because you want to be demeaning, because your manlyhood is somehow you feel is being attacked, and I have not attacked you at all. You want to demean me and say that's why I tell women they need to have management. Does that even balance? That scale is tilted, and it's tilted in my favor because you, at the time of this interview, was sitting in a homeless shelter, and not I. And I'm a female. No, you men seem to want to put women down. That oppressiveness, instead of listening to women that have a brain. And you hate that. You utterly hate it. So you constantly, within this interview, kept trying to demean me. And you thought I couldn't see it. Well, I sat there and let you talk. And then you ran to your platform like a little bitch and talked about me. And talked about how I did not allow you to speak. And it's an utter lie. While you flipped and flopped throughout your talking points the whole time. And I literally, at the beginning of this video, showed that we were not even here to talk about Black men and Black women. We were here to talk about targeted individuals. And the only reason I started with Cassie and Diddy, not a Black woman or a Black man, Cassie and Diddy, is because Diddy had his video drop regarding him being abusive to Cassie in that hotel. And I was killing dead air, because I wasn't sure that you were going to come on to the interview, sir. Run it back if you're coming into the room late. All the evidence lines up that you are a liar. And your manlyhood was threatened before you even came onto the platform. But I'm about to show you some clips of me interviewing Black men who have confidence and know themselves. But I'm gonna let your weak ass interview play out.
And stuff. Though that was a good effort. Nobody's gonna say, "Oh, well, your effort ain't enough." Who in the world, in the entire world, in the history that you've learned, go out and do stuff by themselves? Who? Nobody. Okay. So then blame it on the ignorance that you've absorbed, like the rest of them.
Backhand insult.
Do things by yourself. You can't blame. You can't take.
I can't take it no more. You hurt my head. You came onto my platform wanting to fight, and you could not win because you had somebody who is analytical, somebody who has brain power. I did not insult you as a man, try to take your manlyhood, degrade you at all, sir. I tried to steer you and help you with this interview along. But let's go to some of my interviews where I had some intelligent Black men who are not bringing their trauma up. They might have some. I ain't gonna say they don't have none. But they know when they are doing an interview or in a professional setting or having a conversation where they're trying to bring an issue to the light, how to handle those interactions with people. What you don't, Targeted TV, aka Nastyoldman. Are you over there giving people nicknames? For anybody who didn't know, this video was members only. It wasn't deleted. Okay? You can become a member and you can watch it if your ears can stand the audio. They jacked this whole video up. It would have been a good video if you had the sense that I thought you had to talk about targeted individuals and their plight. Not to go onto your Kevin Samuels rant that in this video proved that you brought his name up first. Let's put y'all on blackout real quick while I queue up some real interviews. Okay? Some real interviews. I have to go back in my archives. These are conversational interviews. This is something you're not aware, but we're gonna look at a couple of them, okay?
Hello, everybody. You watching House of Nicole. I'm Nicole, aka Boss Lady. I'm here with Joe Claire.
No, I'm here with the boss lady. Ain't you here with me? I'm here with you.
Oh, really? This is my territory.
I'm here with you.
And that's how we
And she said she the boss lady. She running this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm here with the legend.
Right,
So it was just like, there's not too many people that I bow down to.
Yeah.
Brother like y'all, you go ahead.
That's right.
That's right. Encouraging. Conversational.
Everything, staying out of trouble. I got
Right.
2 black children, so that takes up pretty much all of my time.
So I want everybody to come out tonight. What's going on tonight?
Well, tonight we have the Comedy All-Star Jam. Myself,
Right.
Piper, Big Sean, and the legendary John Witherspoon. So we're gonna smash him tonight. The show's gonna be off the chain. I'm just gonna do my little time because I can't wait to see John Witherspoon myself. I've been watching him since I was a young man, so I really can't wait.
I know. I want everybody to stay tuned. Watching House of Nicole. Nicole, I'm here with Joe.
The boss lady.
That's what's up.
You see, that's just a pass off. But hold on. I'll go to blackout real quick again. Let me queue up some more interviews. Since you don't know nothing about interview styles, this is Classes in Session, Targeted TV. Let me go down. Let's see. Let me see. Let me go down. Oh. Here's one.
If again, for the listeners or watchers who are
Let
unfamiliar.
me run this back.
OSSLAYD, welcome to the House of Nicole PR.
No, but you told me we were talking about vaccinations. So
Hold on.
So Strickland, how you doing? Well,
I'm doing well.
part of the song. You know what I'm saying? Lights, camera, action. I cut it short for you today. Everybody, am I blushing? I just want to know, am I blushing right now? Because I have a little crush on screen today. I want to introduce you to Will Strickland. How you doing, Will?
I'm doing well. Boss lady.
Boss lady, that's right. So what is good? So you gonna hide your face from us today? What's good?
No, but you told me we were talking about vaccinations, so I just wanted to make sure I was socially distanced. I'm trying to be as responsible as I possibly can be, and hopefully that everyone else out there is doing the same. But just to let y'all know, doesn't the boss lady look good today? As she does every day.
Well, thank you.
You look like you smell like warm vanilla and hope.
Is that what's up? Is that what's up?
That's what they say.
Let me let my guests know a little something about you.
Okay.
I know I'm cheesing hard. I'm trying to tone it down. I'm trying to, be still my beating heart, everyone. I knew Will in school. Yes, I had a crush on Will. I don't crush on Will. He was so brilliant in high school, played basketball in high school, and graduated top of his class in our high school. Yes, indeed. Went on to Rice University, where you broke into the field of radio. You were a radio host at Rice University. Also, you became a radio host in a little small town. You brought the true hip-hop culture to a little small radio town here in the Texas area. I'll let you expound on that later to, bring it to the people. No, let me just, was it?
No, I'm listening to you on the smile.
Oh, okay. Yes, indeed. And so, this is the kicker. Will, you've worked with so many people in the industry. Not only in radio, the music industry, artists such as Drake and the notorious B.I.G. Okay, Shaquille O'Neal, baby. All balls don't pop, but we won't go there because that was then, and we're coming to what's going on now. You work with Mary J. Blige and Jay-Z. I can go on and on, but I want to bring you in. How are you doing today, Will?
Trying to maintain daily operation out here.
That's called an intro. That's called introducing and crediting these people and their attributes. Okay? If you don't know Targeted TV.
So you had the mask on, and I wanted to bring you on because I want to talk about Miss Sandra Lindsay. She is a Queens nurse that was in New York City, and she was the first volunteer to get the vaccination for the virus. And the reason why I wanted to bring you on, because you're so intelligent, I wanted to hear.
Oh, no, I don't like black men.
Regarding African Americans taking the shots, taking the vaccination, is it wise? Are they pushing a certain agenda? And based on what we know, the history of how African Americans have been guinea pigs, the Tuskegee, fiasco. I mean, that was horrible. I mean, they literally used us as guinea pigs. Should we be taking the shot? What do you think about that, Will? Come on.
Well, if Miss Lindsay volunteered.
Right there, I opened the platform, the floor up to him. I passed the mic.
We found this one Queens nurse. She just so happened to be a nurse. Happened to be the first one. Happened to be black.
Yes.
Yes.
Sometimes
agreeing. A conversation, not interrupting.
In order to help.
Lord have mercy.
A traditionally or historically marginalized community feel more at ease about taking this vaccine, despite the history of abuse and using black people in particular. When you talk about the Tuskegee experiments,
yes,
with black men and syphilis, if you're not familiar with that, people who are watching the House of Nicole, please do some research. And I think with anything, you have to do some research. There's only so much research to go around, and I mean, who wants to deal with a pandemic any longer? You want to be better? I think it's up to an individual choice in how you feel, if you feel comfortable. Some people may have jobs who require you to have the vaccine. In order to travel internationally, you may have to have taken the vaccine. So sometimes it might not be necessarily a matter of choice.
Right.
But the apprehension is well warranted.
Conversation.
And I don't see
black man having a conversation, an intelligent conversation. That you don't know. You came ready to fight. You came with the gloves on, sir. You didn't come to talk about the targeted individual community, sir. You came with the gloves on. Targeted TV. Let's find another one. Blackout. Let's find another quick one, just to give you, reference points. Reference points. Here's another one.
It's just so smooth.
Here's another one.
It's just so smooth. Yeah. Right.
Oh, what is that? Is that a black man?
Yeah.
Is that a black man?
Yeah.
Is that a black man? God, dog, I hate all these black men. I don't bring no black men on my platform. That's because this is a whole different platform. I started to try to bring hold on for a minute. Try to bring a black man on thinking he had just an idea because he had a gift for gab. My goodness, I got to do better. I'm rusty. I'm getting actually rusty. Judging these folks that I think they can hold a damn conversation in an interview. Oh no, she doesn't like black men. She wants to battle with the black man. She wants to compete with the black. No, I promote the black man. Okay, let's get it.
You know, at the end, when he holds down, love it
That was the smooth groove, baby. The smooth groove. Everyone, if you tune in right now, you are in the house. That's right, baby. The house in the cold. And I have Trey the Chocolate Jock in the house. B106 R&B. What it do?
Hey. Good evening.
Good evening.
So usually, I know you've seen me. I usually have like hair on my face. Usually.
Yeah, you look like a baby. What's going on?
I went to the barber the other day. I'm like, yo, cut the beard down, cut it low. You know, all the man still ends up the dome.
Conversations. A black man. Oh no, she hates black men. She just wants to compete with the black man. She just wants the black man to argue with. Oh, wait a minute. She doesn't like black women either.
I know you guys can hear the rain. I know you hear the rain.
Oh, last night we did a quiet storm. I used to do that back in the day too.
Welcome. And
just a black woman.
I am here with, guess who I have in the house? Lady Songbird Jenna. The Lady Songbird Jenna. How you doing?
I am doing fine. I am doing great. Great.
I am so happy that you are here with me tonight.
Black woman.
We normally do this early.
Positive. But these are different platforms. And I tried to start again. I'm going to have to do my due diligence not to bring knuckleheads up here when I start interviewing again. Because we got knuckleheads you got the mental issue, sir. Lying to your people, sir. She don't promote black women. She don't do that. She don't do this. She hate black men. She want to debate with black men all the time. You don't know what I've done and what I have done and what I am doing now on this platform. Interviews. And you were the first one and came and blew it. Blew it. Because your mental ill. I don't know what you're suffering from. I'm not your ex-wife. I'm not here to fight you. I thought you could hold a conversation, sir, literally. Targeted TV. Obviously not. Obviously not. Many black men I have
Young
interviewed.
lady, she has a lot on her plate.
Many black men.
Later, we're doing it early because you have so much on your plate, right?
Let's see. I don't know how to turn that off. God,
yes.
Many black men I have interviewed.
I just want to let my audience know a little bit
Let me see. Let's get
Ladies
this turned off.
Pronounce your last name. Your first name for me at the song.
Gender. Just like Gender with the J.
Okay.
Let's see. Let me go out. Maybe that can turn off. There we go. She don't like black men. She just want to fight with black men. You are a liar and the truth is not in you, sir. She don't interact with black women. Now we got one more in the building. That's just. Let me see. Hold on, not that one.
Good, my people,
It's a trip. It is a trip. You have an agenda. targeted TV. I thought you might be a good first candidate. And then also because you you were controversial with the targeted individuals within this community. Quite controversial. So that's why I wanted to hear what was really running through your brain, those two ears. But it's obviously open air, open damn air. Here's another woman right here, an author, an author, a black woman. What is this? Oh my God! The elephant in the room has a. Is that what you call me? The elephant in the room has a black woman.
This is Charlie. His name is Charlie Bone. Charlie.
I had to get that off my chest from the lies. I will defend myself. And I do not start beef, nor do I go in looking for it at all. So you can stop with your lies and your smear campaign as well. And I'm out, and much love.